Hi, this is Mike Brown, owner of Death Wish Coffee Company. Welcome to Fueled by Deathcast.
I love Jeff, but sweet and hot. Whoop, there's so much drama, coffee and spot.
Death Wish Coffee presents Fueled by Deathcast, the world's strongest podcast. With your hosts, the incredible Jeff and the amazing D-Man.
Welcome, everybody. Ha-ha! It's Fueled by Deathcast. I'm a little animated today, just a little bit.
Well, you just got back from Florida.
I did. I went on a wonderful trip to visit my parents for Easter, and it was amazing just to get some sunshine because we don't see a lot of that in upstate New York around this time of year.
Yeah, you got a little red on your neck there.
Yeah.
It's cute.
I am terrible at putting on sunscreen, as my wife tells me. I'm just the worst at it. So I have red spots all over me, which is
well,
fun.
that's what you have a wife for. She puts the lotion on your skin.
Yeah, and unless I get the hose again, that's the one, right?
Hey!
Yay! It's episode 69 for all you keeping track out there. And as always, I am the incredible Jeff.
And I am the amazing D-Man.
Yeah. And we would love it if you followed us over on social media. We are very active on Instagram. I hear you're getting into the Twitter game.
I have made a few tweets over the week.
There you go.
Yeah.
And we are the same across all the platforms. It's very easy. I am at Jeff Wish Coffee.
And I am at Death Wish Dustin.
That's it. And if this is your first time joining the show, here's the drill. All you got to do is share this feed, comment shared in those comments, and we're going to pick one lucky winner at the end of the show to win this mug. It's our 2018 Hammer.
I can't believe how fast this mug is going. I can't believe how fast all of our mugs are going. I'm sure you guys have seen every now and then we'll sell out. And the reason is because you guys are buying them faster than Deneen can make them. And I'm constantly looking at these inventories just getting smashed.
Yeah.
Just completely smashed. And you guys are absolutely wonderful. You're making my job very hard, but I love you very much for doing that.
So we're going to pick one lucky winner. We'll sign the bottom of this. This is our 2018 year-round mug, so there's no number on the bottom. But we'll sign it for you.
I'll number it. I think I already numbered the last one.
Okay.
So I'll number this one number 2. This will be number 2.
All right. And we're going to send it out to one lucky winner at the end of the show. So remember, share this feed, comment shared in those comments. And we got to start the show by thanking our good friend, Brock Powell.
BrockVox.com.
Go on over to BrockVox.com. See all the amazing stuff he's doing. He is an incredible voice actor who's just going to be ruling the world by the end of this year. I kid you not. And he does all the cool voices on this show, and we can't thank him enough for all the work he does. And we can't also thank enough the company Black Magic Design that gives us a lot of the technology to make us look as good as we sound on this show, because without all these filters and technology over here, we just look like a couple of trolls. It's pretty bad.
It's horrible.
Yeah, it scares me sometimes. Yeah.
Secret code unlocked. Discount of death.
This week. Oh, got a little. Excuse me. Cold brew's getting all lodged up in the old throat ski there. This week, if you type in the discount code Stoya, Jeff, spell it.
That is Stoya.
That will get you free shipping for any domestic order. That's something new we're trying out. I don't know if we'll get in trouble.
I hope we don't get in trouble.
I mean, it depends on how much you guys use that code. It's awesome. So
So get us in trouble. Use the code a lot.
Yeah.
You have until Wednesday, April 11th to use the code Stoya, and you'll get free domestic shipping on any order.
Yeah, on any domestic order. It's something I just found out I could do with these discount codes. So try it out. Let me know how it works, guys. And there it is.
I hope
it's yours for the taking. This will go until April 11th.
Yep.
That's a Wednesday. After that, the code will work no longer. So take advantage of it while it's around.
Yeah, and the reason why it's Stoya this week is because our guest on the podcast tomorrow is none other than celebrated award-winning adult film star Stoya. And we were so honored to be invited down to her place down in Brooklyn to interview her for this show. Such an incredible person. She is not only award-winning adult film star, she is an accomplished writer, and she has been published in such publications as Vice, as Playboy, and even the New York Times. She's also widening her roles as an actress and just starred in the Serbian science fiction film Erlezi Rising, and she won Best Actress at the Serbian Film Awards for it, and it looks super sci-fi.
I wonder how many actresses Serbia has.
I don't know, but she's the best.
That's awesome.
So there you go. Also, she's going to be starring in Dean Haspel's off-Broadway play, The Last Bar at the End of the World. And that's going to be at the Urban Stages in New York City starting April 10th and running until April 15th. I'm really excited.
You're going to that, right?
My wife and I are going down the final show on April 15th. That's Sunday. We're going to take the train down to the city. And I've seen a Broadway show before, but I've always wanted to see an off-Broadway show because they're the smaller venues. So it's much more intimate, you know? Like, I'm very, very
Is that
excited.
the only... I mean, to explain to a simpleton like me, what is the big difference between...
It is literally the amount of people that it holds.
Really?
Yeah. In fact, this might even be considered an off-Broadway show because there's... I don't remember the exact
Is that a technical
levels.
term?
Yes. Yeah. I don't remember the exact technical levels, but it's like, you know, a Broadway show seats, let's say, a couple thousand people.
Yep.
An off-Broadway show only seats like a couple hundred people, and like an off-Broadway show seats like 100 or less.
And then anything under that
is
like
just a guy on the side of the street just being like, listen to my play. But we're really excited to talk to Stoya, and I have a sneak peek of tomorrow's brand new episode with her right here.
The Fueled by Death guest.
Owners of small independent studios, like they try to keep their content behind paywalls.
Right.
They don't want minors having access to
Right.
it. They want to be paid fairly for their work. And it's the free tube sites that have absolutely no barrier. And so I'm like, if you want to solve like incredibly easy access, if you want to make it just like a tiny bit harder and every little bit helps, get rid of the tube sites.
Yeah. And I equate the adult film industry to the music industry in that respect because, like, you know, it's, again, with the online society that we live in, you know, I mean, even going back to the whole Napster wars and all that stuff. But that's the thing.
It's like if in the 1990s, Sony had owned Napster.
Right. I was actually going to say something like that.
It's
Yes.
beyond.
Yeah.
So is there a fix? Can we get to a point where there's a fix? Like, can we get to a point where the smaller studios will be able to, I guess, retain the rights of their work?
We can ban the free tubes.
But that's going against, like, I guess, not necessarily net neutrality, but like in a sense, like it's
the weird ideals of the internet.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, if that's a bigger fight, right? Is basically what that would be.
I mean, I've gone on record saying that I believe there are legitimate reasons to pirate my work, that I support torrenting based on apparent adherence to true freedom of information. At the same time, like, the rules of capitalism are at play if I don't make enough on it to, like, eat and fund more of it, then I'm going to stop making it. So there's already a complication there. But when it comes to the free tubes and it comes to children being exposed to things that, like, a lot of 18-year-olds need some help to process and understand, or even a lot of 35 or 40-year-olds.
Right.
It's just...
It's truth.
It's like, look, man, the cat's out of the fucking bag. We've got 8-year-olds and, like, hardcore furry gangbangs all happening all at the same time.
Yeah.
It's something has to happen. And I think right now, blocking the flood of unfiltered, contextless, just like depths of human sexuality from the freaking 8-year-olds.
Right.
Like, drastic times call for drastic measures sometimes.
Science!
I heard you're gonna freak me out with some fucking space shit.
This actually freaked me out a little because
no.
it's stuff that we as collective humanity don't really even understand yet.
Oh, great.
I
feel like the things that we don't fully understand are the ones that are like, I don't know what that is, so we should, I don't know, panic.
Yeah. Our awesome Hubble Telescope discovered a galaxy recently that has almost no dark matter.
Wait, that doesn't really make sense.
It does not make sense. In fact, this discovery challenges everything we know about galaxy formation and provides new insight into what dark matter actually is. Now, dark matter, and again, I know a little bit about dark matter, but I even had to look up a lot of this stuff because we don't really know what it is. Dark matter is a type of matter that may constitute up to 85% of all known matter in the universe.
I mean, dark matter may not even be a
thing.
Great term for it.
Right.
Because we call it dark matter because it's a thing, we don't know what it is, and it's not actually matter.
Right.
Which is crazy.
And we've never observed it. And this is the galaxy that they found, and it's very faint. And by looking at this galaxy, they realized that there is either virtually very little or no dark matter, or what we know to perceive as dark matter in this galaxy. But the way we can perceive stuff, at least the way I can understand it, and you can understand it, is it's like looking at something's shadow. You can't maybe see what's casting the shadow, but you can see the shadow. So we can see...
The only difference is that the shadow weighs a bunch.
Right. So we can
it's
see...
actually a thing.
We can see kind of like what the gamma radiation, what the different wavelengths that come off of what we perceive to be dark matter is, but we've never observed what dark matter actually is. And we can that way make assumptions about the origins of dark matter. Now, if it sounds like I don't know what I'm talking about, it's because I
Nobody
really
knows.
don't know what I'm talking about.
Nobody really knows what we're talking about when it comes to dark matter. That's a very scary thing.
It really is.
We only know we can it's
measure
something. We can measure enough that we know it's a thing. We just don't know what it is because it's not made out of things that we've ever observed before.
Right. But thankfully, Katrina Jackson from NASA's Goddard Space Center and made a video to kind of explain it all to us a little bit better.
We all know what a galaxy looks like, right? It's a huge collection of stars and other matter that's shaped like a spiral or an ellipse. And if you're an astronomy fan, you probably know that most of the mass is from invisible, mysterious material called dark matter. Well, NASA's Hubble Space Telescope just took an image of a galaxy that is none of those things. For the first time, astronomers have strong evidence for a galaxy not having a significant amount of dark matter. Most astronomers currently believe that dark matter plays a fundamental role in our universe and the formation of galaxies. This is because galaxies seem to have a lot more mass than what we can account for based on just the stars we see. How much mass is in a system is determined by measuring the speed at which galaxies rotate or individual stars in a galaxy move. Without the gravity from that mass, a galaxy would fly apart if everything in it is moving as quickly as we observe it moving. Decades of research have led astronomers to the extraordinary conclusion that 85% of the mass in our universe is invisible in all wavelengths of radiation, and that it's composed of matter that does not contain protons or neutrons or any type of particle we've detected before, and that this invisible material is all around us, passing through us without interacting with regular matter except by gravity. For some, that's a tough pill to swallow, and a minority of astronomers wonder if maybe we just don't completely understand how gravity works. If that were the case, and it was an inherent property of gravity that causes galaxies to move the way they do, then we could expect all galaxies to behave the same way. In other words, they would all seem to have about the same portion of dark matter. But with the galaxy in this Hubble image, astronomers looked at the velocities of 10 globular clusters in the galaxy, each a spherical collection of hundreds of thousands of stars, and calculated that their movements can be accounted for entirely by the mass of the visible material in this system. That means this galaxy has little to no dark matter. Strangely, this absence of dark matter actually provides evidence that dark matter is real. It shows that dark matter isn't always coupled with regular matter, that it's something separate. You can have regular matter without dark matter. This galaxy is really weird even beyond the dark matter thing. You may have noticed you can see straight through it. That's because this galaxy is what's called an ultra-diffuse galaxy, which, as the name implies, is extremely low density. This galaxy is about the same volume as our own Milky Way galaxy, but only has about 0.5% the amount of stars. Though astronomers have known about ultra-diffuse galaxies since the early 1980s, they can be difficult to find since they're so faint. A team of astronomers is using an array of telephoto lenses called Dragonfly to seek out these ghostly-looking objects. They obtained observations from Dragonfly, the Sloan Digital Sky Survey, the Gemini Observatory, and the Keck Observatory, then requested time on the Hubble Space Telescope to take a closer look at this unusual galaxy. Having images and data from multiple sources allowed the team to determine that this galaxy does not have a significant amount of dark matter. This was definitely surprising to find. No other galaxies so far have appeared to be so lacking in dark matter. In fact, other ultra-diffuse galaxies seem to have an overabundance of dark matter. The same team who studied this galaxy discovered a different ultra-diffuse galaxy in 2016 that they calculated was 99.9% dark matter. Yet another weird thing about this galaxy, the globular clusters used to measure the galaxy's rotation are way brighter than normal globular clusters. The researchers have written a different paper that focuses on just these oddball collections of stars. So this is a very strange galaxy in several ways. Astronomers will be looking at Hubble observations of other ultra-diffuse galaxies to see if there are any other examples of galaxies with unusually low or high amounts of dark matter. With more samples, astronomers will be able to better understand the nature of dark matter, the formation and evolution of galaxies, and the overall structure of our universe.
So it's discoveries like this that kind of lead us to the answers we've been looking for a long time. And
especially when we discover something that basically does a 180 on what we thought to be true.
It's like finding a lead on an investigation that makes you rethink your whole investigation.
Right. And it always...
It's not like that's exactly what it is.
Yeah. And it always makes me think, like, we've known about dark matter for so long, yet we've never been able to see it or really quantify it. And it's cropped up in so many different, like, science fiction, TV, movies, video games.
Just that big question mark leaves you to interpret what it is, and it leaves a lot of room for imagination.
I was going to bring up, I know one of our mutual favorite video game series is Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
And in most Final Fantasy games, there's dark matter that you can get that's usually like some powerful magic stuff that'll be very useful because we don't know what the hell it does, it's really fun.
I mean, it just makes me think it's like on a dimension that we can't observe.
Right.
And it might be the other dimension.
It might be. Yeah.
It might be the other dimensions interacting with our dimension, and its weight just throws itself around the galaxy.
Right. Speaking of being able to observe it, we're always looking at new ways where we might be able to actually observe dark matter. Scientists at NASA think they have this way using the Fermi Gamma Ray Space Telescope, and that's a picture of it right there.
The Fergie Gamma Ray?
Yeah, no, it's a Fermi Gamma Ray. This telescope looks at gamma rays and the highest energy, which are the highest energy form of light. And when two dark matter particles crash into each other, they may release a gamma ray. So this telescope could theoretically detect these collisions, which would appear as a burst of gamma rays in the sky. But because this telescope has only been in space for a very short period of time, we don't have enough data to really know if we can do this or not. So we're working on that right now, which is very cool. And Dr. Peter Van Dokkum from Yale University said, finding a galaxy without dark matter is unexpected because this invisible, mysterious substance is the most dominant aspect of any galaxy. For decades, we thought that galaxies start their lives as blobs of dark matter. After that, everything else happens. Gas falls into the dark matter halos, the gas turns into stars, they slowly build up, then you end up with galaxies like the Milky Way. But NGC 1052 DF2 challenges the standard ideas of how we think galaxies form.
We got to think of a better name for that galaxy. Just saying.
And again, with our Milky Way galaxy, which I have a picture of here, like we've done extensive research, and we know without a shadow of a doubt that there's something else other than the matter that we're seeing in our own galaxy.
Yeah.
So there's something there kind of in between.
I mean, it's
all
right
the
under
things.
our nose and we can't see it. It's so nuts. And the only way we can kind of solve the equation is by looking outward even further.
And that's what we're doing with this new galaxy that we found. But also, since the 80s, Hubble has found 23 different ultra-diffuse galaxies. And to find an explanation, the scientists are already hunting for more dark matter deficient galaxies. 3 of the ones that we know of are very similar to this one that we found that's very low in dark matter or might have none of it at all. So we're going to start really sifting through all that data and starting, hopefully, to really make some strides in understanding what dark matter really is.
It's so crazy. We just have this giant missing piece of information, and the only reason why we know it exists is because our calculations are wrong.
Yeah.
And it's like, we just don't have this keystone. What will happen when we find this keystone?
I don't know.
Will we?
It'll turn a lot of science on its head. It really will. Because we know the properties of matter that we can see, can touch. We know the properties
Don't touch me,
that.
Jeff.
But, I mean, matter that is dark matter that we can't perceive, when we can actually perceive it and break it down and know what it is, it'll change everything.
It could be a source of energy. It could be lines of communication. It could be ways to travel. It could be all of these things rolled up into one. It could be just a doorway to another dimension.
Right. It could be a parallel universe. Who knows?
It goes, Jeff, if you were to guess, well, what do you think it is?
I mean, if I were to guess from a scientific standpoint, my guess would be that it is, and there is such a thing called antimatter, but my guess would be that dark matter is the cause and effect of matter, whereas antimatter is actually antimatter, not, I feel like even though we're finding a galaxy that might have little or no dark matter, that doesn't mean that maybe that galaxy was formed with dark matter and it's all just diffused away at this point. I think that maybe dark matter and matter have intrinsic properties, and we'll find out that it's not maybe a symbiotic relationship, but something that they both need each other.
I think if the universe is a vehicle, dark matter is its fuel.
Whoa. Deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I were to guess, if somebody was like, had a gun in my head, figure it out! That's what it is, I swear to God!
That's deep. I don't know. It's very exciting, and we'll obviously be talking more about this as we find out more stuff, because they're constantly researching this kind of stuff.
Yeah, and it's just, we're one step closer
to
the edge, and I'm about to break.
Oh, there it is. Oh, man.
Sorry, quick, let's move on.
What fuels you?
All right. So this week we got to talk to the amazing Stoya, and we talked about her career. We talked about, how her career has branched into 1,000 other careers now. She's just constantly busy. And when we got to the question that we ask every week, what fuels you, her answer was hyperactivity. Her answer was that she can't just be complacent. Like, she doesn't just, go home and sit on the couch and is content with that. She needs to be creative, to go out there and do as many things as she possibly can.
Well, here's the thing. I think a lot of people experience this.
Yeah.
And then when they don't do anything about it, it leads to things like depression or weird social anxieties or just weird anxieties across the board. And one way somebody might find a way out of it is medication, which might work temporarily. But if you haven't found a way to diffuse this energy, you're just gonna have that root problem. Restlessness can become determination if channeled correctly.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you mute your restlessness, you also mute your determination for whatever you may be doing.
I agree. I agree with that.
Hyperactivity and restlessness can be very uncomfortable, but I don't think anything good is achieved without a certain level of discomfort. I don't think a person is successful without a certain level of madness. And I think hyperactivity is just a different kind of madness that successful people deal with.
Yeah.
And, it's comforting. It's comforting because we all deal with some sort of discomfort. But honestly, that can be used as fuel. You need to make your uncontrolled idle mind work for you instead of against you. And it's really hard, and it comes with a lot of practice, and you got to take it day by day. But man, this is something I struggle with personally. Some days I am so wired, and I even get a lot of shit done on those wired days, and it doesn't necessarily make me feel better. But I know that my achievements speak for themselves, and that restless mind has actually worked positively for me, even though it may be uncomfortable at times.
And I think it's it's a tightrope walk, basically, when it comes down to what you love to do, what you have to do, and where your focus goes. Because, you know, you might have a job and you love that job and you're focused on that job, but that doesn't mean that you can't have the same level of determination and focus on your hobbies or even things that you just want to create to be your hobbies.
I almost think for my personal self, I need hobbies to kind of rein that restless mind in because I can't just have one thing.
Right.
I need 10 things to work very hard at.
Yeah.
And, you know, that whole, you know, all my exercise, that's just one way to calm down that restless mind so I can get it focused on the things that I really needed to work on.
Yeah.
Because it wants to go everywhere. So if I blow it out by lifting weights, it can finally relax and actually become determined on my work factors. I'm crunching numbers here or communicating with other companies. I'm able to kind of rein that in because I blow out that restless energy at the gym.
Right. And, you know, things can become symbiotic, too. I mean, look at Stoya. What was inspiring to talk to her about it, you know, it's like it takes a lot of, you know, determination and skill and courage to go and want to have a career as an adult film star. But then to turn that on a 180 and say, I want to talk about this and be a voice for it, and write, you know, stuff for the New York Times and stuff like that. That's a whole other aspect that, you know, a lot of people...
And become a Serbian actress.
And then become an actress. And we talked to her about, you know, not only she's acting in films, but she's acting on the stage. And we've talked to other actors before, and those are two completely different things that you have to be not only focused on, but kind of hyperactive to want to, you know, pursue both of them.
It's a lot of work, and you need a lot of energy to get all that work done.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure. And again, you know, that's kind of where I go back to the tightrope idea. It's you wanna put your all into what you do, and if you spread yourself too thin and do too many things, maybe you're not putting your all into it. But you can find that middle ground and be able to be really active, really determined, and be able to accomplish a lot in a lot of different areas.
And it's especially, it's definitely I'm going to call it a curse for now just because I don't have a better term for it, but it's an affliction of being young, or being young of mind or young of heart, that you just have a need to get something done.
Yeah.
Use it to your advantage. Don't let it push against you. And if you feel it pushing back too hard the other way, pick up a pen, go to the gym, go for a run, you know, record a podcast,
read a book,
do something, put that, you feel it, you know, when you feel it coming up. I know when I feel it coming up.
For sure.
And that is a time to pick up whatever art you want to dedicate yourself to and put the nose to the grindstone and get shit done.
Yeah, for sure.
Cheers,
I like
Jeff.
it. Cheers. I like it.
Community shout out.
All right, this week, D-Man, you found this guy. So
David Wheeler.
There it is. I think I got a picture. There he is. Two Hollows over there on Instagram. A Death Wish Coffee lover, obviously, but also Death Wish Coffee fuels him in his jobs as a rescue diver, a rescue swimmer, an EMT. This guy goes out there and just saves lives all the time.
I loved, you know, it comes across my feed seeing people shouting out Death Wish and like, I love drinking Death Wish because I got shit to do. And I'm like, what shit are they doing?
Right.
Oh, they're fucking rescuing people.
Yeah.
They're you know, EMTs or they're lifeguards.
Yeah.
Or, like this dude, that's so cool. It's so cool to see people getting really important stuff done, and it makes me feel good to know that I'm helping them fuel their way through getting shit done.
Yeah, and he's constantly learning right now. He's in an EMT class, learning a bunch more stuff like that. He swims every day. I think he teaches that as well.
That's amazing.
There's his little setup, you know, which is nice to see Death Wish Coffee and the Marine Rescue Team back to back there. You know,
I like his mug too. He got some good mug skills there.
Yep.
That's a nice thrown pottery.
And I gotta say, even though he's out there working hard, I am jealous of days like that he gets to spend at the office. That's his office technically. You know, it's a pretty beautiful shot.
God, weather sucks here, man.
It really does.
It really does.
It really does.
I don't know how we do it, man. I really don't. It gets so dreary for months and months and months, and then we see a picture like this, and it's like, water in the desert. Like, oh God.
Yeah.
It's coming though, Jeff.
It is.
Spring has finally sprung, and things are
there.
getting nicer, and it's not so cold that my car might not start, and shit like that. It's finally getting better. But yeah, that's a beautiful office. That's just great, man.
It sure is. So community shout out this week, David Wheeler, 2 Halos over on Instagram. And this week we got some birthdays, a lot of which we are kind of connected to, which is kind of fun. Thursday, April 5th, the very lovely Haley Atwell is going to be 36 years old. You might remember her as Agent Peggy Carter from Agent Carter, also the Captain America movies. But she's done all sorts of stuff. In fact, she's in a couple movies this year that I'm really excited about. And she's just one of those actresses that when she gets on the screen, just lights up the screen for me. I love to see her. And I was lucky enough a couple years in Baltimore to meet her and to give her some Death Wish coffee. And you can see my face. I'm so freaking excited that I got to do that.
That was like the early days of like us first getting to meet some of the celebrities. I mean, this was pre Fueled by Deathcast.
It was before we even were doing this podcast. We were doing another podcast on a different network. But
how nervous were you?
Super nervous.
I know. I still get super nervous meeting some of these people.
Super nervous, but she was so nice, so gracious.
I met Hodor that day.
Yeah, you did.
That was cool.
Yeah, I absolutely love her. So a happy birthday to her on Thursday, April 5th. On Friday, April 6th, the one, the only Michael Rooker. There he is as Yondu in Guardians of the Galaxy. Man, I loved him in those movies.
What a cool role for him, man.
What a cool
He must
role.
have just. I mean, He's the coolest character in Guardians of the Galaxy, the second one.
The second one, yeah. For sure.
He has the coolest scene of any character could ever have.
Should have won an Oscar. I'm just saying.
I don't know about that, but
you might also know Michael Rooker from his time on The Walking Dead. There he is as Merle. You might even remember him from Days of Thunder. He was Tom Cruise's rival in Days of Thunder way back. A young good. Michael Rooker.
Yeah,
but he's been in all sorts of stuff. And we were lucky enough last Christmas time in December in New Jersey to moderate the panel with Michael Rooker at the Walker Stalker convention. And we were told beforehand, be prepared.
Shout out to Ming Chen.
Yeah, be prepared because Mike can get a little rowdy during his, and us and I were like, bring it on.
Yeah, we were like, how do we make that happen? How do we get him rowdy?
And if you want to go back over and listen to or watch our New Jersey Walker Stalker Spectacular from 2017, you can go check that out on this podcast network. But I'm going to play a little clip for you.
By the way, if you want to know how to get Michael Rooker rowdy, say the word karate.
Yeah.
That's all you have to do.
Yeah, so here's a little taste of what happened on stage when we were there with Michael Rooker.
Ready? So how would you like to hit me with the knee man? Do you know? He does that, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah. So what you want to do? Okay, go ahead, do it. Is not be there, right? So if you're on your knees, it's a little bit harder. I don't usually do knee stuff too much anymore, but I used to do a little training on the knees. So if you come down with the knee, if I'm on the knee, go ahead. And then once you have it, take it away. I don't tend to. I've been hit with a bat before, so it came from behind and it hurt a lot. But if it's coming from the front, I would do something like this. Go ahead. I have control of the bat. Do it again, I'll do it slow. Ready? I come in, I grab here, stay there.
That's it.
And then I help with the hat. And then I have to hold till the police come. All right, do something else. You actually have control. If somebody grabs you from behind, actually grab hard like that's control, right? You let them allow them to do that to you. It's very hard to get your control back. But if you feel it coming, okay, go ahead, grab it in, go ahead. You have control now. Whatever you want. It's very simple, very easy, and relaxed. You can do the throw easily.
Man, that was so much fun. I'll never forget being able to do that with
I love
Michael Rooker.
afterwards, I walked up to him and I was like, dude, that was great. I'm sure there's going to be a couple people walking home tonight and somebody's going to try to mug him and they're going to use Michael Rooker moves to get out of that shit.
Yeah, for sure.
He was such a lovely guy. He
Yeah.
really was. He was so nice and so kind to us.
Yeah.
Besides, throwing us
around. On Saturday, April 7th, I want to have a special birthday shout out to my best friend since childhood, an award-winning fine artist and tattoo artist, Mr. Matt Moroka. And the reason why I'm shouting him out is not only because is he a great friend of Dustin and myself, but we shout him out literally every single episode you see because just about all the work that is on us tattooed is done by Mr. Matt Moroka. And in fact, he's tattooed, I think, half of Death Wish Coffee.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. We're pretty much all covered by his work, but that's what happens when we're so lucky to have such a amazing artist as a close friend, and it's like, why wouldn't we take advantage of that if he's tattooing people? Why wouldn't you just have your best friend tattoo artist? That's the best.
And he's one of those guys that started out as a fine artist and got into tattoo art, and I've been showing you some of the pictures of some of the people here and some of the work that we have on our bodies from the incredible Matt Moroka. But one thing that is lost on a lot of people who just know him from the tattoo world is his fine art. And here are some of his incredible works of art, and these are big. Like this one is a giant piece that was the cornerstone of the AluxCon, the huge fine art convention that happens every year. And this one was one of his first big pieces. Humongous carnival. Like absolutely incredible. And
I feel like every painting that I see that he does, it literally puts you there.
Yeah.
You can smell the dust coming up from the ground, or you can feel the presence of the giant creature looming over you, or the environment that you're surrounded in just by looking at his painting for just a second. The texture that he puts on there, and the movement that you can feel underneath everything. It really is incredible. I don't know how he achieves it. I really don't.
I don't either. And he surprised me when he did this painting. He did this painting a couple years ago, and it is, a caravan of just crazy characters. Yep, I've got it right here. In the very front of all of those characters is a depiction of me on a unicycle with my top hat and violin, and Matt with his long coat and his guitar, because we used to be in bands together, and we're kind of leading the merry band of a crazy dark carnival through this barren wasteland. And it's pretty cool to be immortalized in a fine piece of art like that. It's pretty crazy. So happy birthday to Matt. On Sunday, April 8th, happy birthday to the iconic actress Robin Wright. She's going to be 52 years old. You probably know her. I believe she House of Cards.
She's so good at House of Cards.
So many incredible things that she's done later.
You got to say it, though.
Later in her career, but obviously, and I can't bring her up without saying it, she is Princess Buttercup in The Princess Bride, and that's where that's what made her a household name. That's what everybody knows her from. I still watch that movie at least once a year. Love it. I love it.
I think she would have made a great Cersei Lannister.
Yeah. Oh man. I mean, Lena Headey, you're awesome.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, she would have done a great job too, for sure.
She would have killed it.
For sure. And finally, our last happy birthday this week.
Very special one.
Tuesday, April 10th. The amazing Claire Wineland is going to be 21 years old. Claire is suffering from cystic fibrosis, and she's never let that stop her. She has her own foundation, Claire's Place Foundation, which you can check out right here at clairesplacefoundation.org. In fact, last year, Ricky Rackman, who does his ride for charities every year on a motorcycle, did that, which we sponsored and did it. All the proceeds went to her organization, which was incredible. And we had her on the podcast. I'll put that link up here if you want to listen to that really amazing conversation that we had with her, which was eye-opening. One of my top favorite conversations I've ever had in my entire life.
Yeah, even outside of podcasts.
With human beings. One of my favorite conversations I've ever had.
She's just a amazing, bright, burning light.
Yeah.
And just really I can't believe
and she's
the
a bit of a nutball too.
Yeah, I know. I love
she
that.
was a lot of fun on the show.
I can't believe the perspective that she has. It's so incredible, and it really it's so powerful that it shifted our perspective.
Yeah.
And ever since talking to her, I've definitely viewed life differently.
Totally.
And my quality of life has improved because of it.
Yeah.
And she is 100% to thank. Every birthday she has is like a godsend and should be celebrated by everybody.
Yeah.
She's an amazing human being.
She is an amazing human being. So when you're done with this show, go on over and listen to that episode again. It was really great, and it'll brighten your day for sure. So happy birthday to everybody on that list, and let's get to the roast.
I smell a roast.
Maybe what you're smelling, Brock, is Easter eggs. What do Easter eggs smell like?
If you forgot where you hid them, terrible.
Oh, quick one, Jeff. That was quick. We didn't set that joke up. I swear to God. That was straight natural.
Easter just happened over on April 1st this year. And as everybody knows, Easter is traditionally a Christian holiday centered around the resurrection of Jesus Christ. But in America, the Easter rabbit, this folklore figure originating in German Lutherans, is now, this big bunny that scares our poor children at malls and amusement parks and stuff like that. But it's always been this thing where Easter rolls around and you see a rabbit distributing brightly colored eggs to all the children. And I had to look it up. Why? Bunnies don't even lay eggs. Like, what happened? Why is it so weird? Basically,
it is really weird.
Basically, there's a lot of parallels to early Santa Claus with this thing.
Okay.
The Easter Bunny was kind of like the judge of spring and would know if kids were naughty or nice and would give them toys and eggs if they were nice, kind of thing. And also, in early medieval religion, bunny and eggs both signified fertility and newness. So as a spring holiday, they became synonymous with Easter because it kind of brought together that whole, start your family, there's new buds on trees and everything's becoming new again. So it's that kind of thing.
There's some weird parallels there, man.
It is some weird parallels. They often depicted bringing those color eggs and toys to children. They first appeared in the German botanist story from George Frank von Frankenau, which the German title I'm not going to pronounce, but it's loosely translated, about Easter eggs. And that first was in 1682. And if the bunny giving eggs to children isn't weird enough, the world at large has a lot of different other takes on this tradition. In fact, in Switzerland, eggs are delivered by a cuckoo bird.
Okay.
And in parts of Germany, it's an Easter fox.
Oh.
Yeah, because, I don't know.
That's no stranger than a fucking bunny. It's all strange, right?
Well, here's where it gets a little stranger. In the Czech Republic, during Easter time, it is customary for the men to use a special Easter whip to swat at women that they fancy.
Oh, that's strange.
The women, in turn, give the man a brightly colored egg. Very strange. And before feminists go crazy, it is considered in poor taste if a woman in the town does not get whipped. Think about not getting a Valentine's Day card on Valentine's Day.
Except for violent.
You want to be swatted at with these Easter whips, so it shows that people, that men like you. And then the day after Easter, the women go around and pour ice cold water on the men that they like. And it becomes this weird whipping wet tradition in the Czech Republic. I don't know. I guess. But I'm sure lots of babies are born around Easter because...
Wow. That sure does simplify the flirting process.
Yes. Or make it...
you whipped me, you son of a bitch. Here's a bucket of ice-cold water.
I guess. Either that or...
Now we bang like bunnies.
Yay, Easter.
You get it. You get it.
In Bermuda... To celebrate the religious aspect of Jesus Christ rising from the grave, people make elaborate kites on Easter.
That totally makes sense.
Many of which are actually a style called Bermuda kites. This guy on the beach has one in front, and I got another picture right here. These are actually called Bermuda kites, and they spend a lot of time. They spend months making them, all different shapes and sizes, all different colors, and then they all go out on Easter and they fly them in Bermuda, and then awards are given out for the nicest kite, the highest flying kite, and that seems like a fun tradition, go fly a kite on Easter.
And they all mate with the winners.
They all whip each other with the kites. And then finally, in Norway, this one's the weirdest.
Oh, boy.
It is a custom for the family to get together and watch or read murder mysteries and try to figure them out together. Many TV programs, like this one I'm showing right now, it's a Norwegian TV show called The Killing. And books involving murder mysteries aim to premiere around Easter in Norway. And this is even crazier. Even the milk companies get involved, and they print mini murder mysteries on their cartons leading up to the holiday. So you can enjoy all of the murder mysteries. But what a strange tradition. Like, oh, good, it's Easter. Let's all get together and try to figure out who murdered who.
It kind of seems like we all agreed there was going to be a holiday this day. But nobody could really figure out what the hell we were going to do. And everybody was like, I don't know, fucking fox?
Yeah.
Whip each other and fly kites and watch murder mysteries and figured it, like, we should just combine them all.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. We should just be whipping each other, watching murder mysteries, smashing eggs, petting bunnies.
I love it.
Flying kites. All at once.
The greatest thing about Norway, though, is they have plenty of time to get together and watch or read all of their murder mysteries because it is very custom in the entire country of Norway. During Easter, for that entire week, the country shuts down. That's schools, that's banks, that's businesses, that's your job. So kids don't go to school, people don't go to work, nobody goes out to there is nothing open.
Wow.
You just spend time with family and you solve murders for a week.
It happens in China with the Chinese New Year, except for the whole murder mystery thing. Although, who knows? Maybe that's going on.
Maybe
we don't
they
know.
do that too.
I don't
who knows?
know. I don't know.
Maybe it'll catch on and the whole world will be solving murders next year. I don't know.
Hey, there'll probably be a lot less murders floating around.
Yeah, we're all just looking.
They get it all in right before Easter.
Oh, my God. Easter's a strange time. It really is. I had to look it up because we've been doing lately on the roasts as we celebrate different holidays is looking into why that holiday really is. And that's what the first thing that popped to mind is like, why do we have a bunny distributing brightly colored eggs? And that's not the half of it. There's all sorts of crazy stuff happening.
That's so weird,
in the world.
man. That's so weird. I bet there's a lot more weird shit that we don't even know that's going on.
Yeah.
That's great. I'm saying, dude, why roast it? Let's combine it all.
Yeah, let's combine it all. So next year for Easter, it's going to be crazy 2019 Easter World Extravaganza where it's just 1,000 woodland animals distributing all sorts of toys and eggs and murders and kites and whipping. And oh, wow. Awesome.
I'm into it.
Awesome.
D-Man's Death Wish Update. Brought to you by Death Wish Coffee.
All right, D-Man. We got something coming up tomorrow. We've talked about it before, but we got to let people know about it.
A Death Wish banana.
Not a banana. Oh, my God. A bandana.
Oh, I misread that. Oh, I'm a son of a bitch.
That'd be hilarious if tomorrow we just gave out Death Wish bananas. Just black banana. You know how like you can bruise a banana, you can like write your name on it or whatever. So we just we painstakingly put the Death Wish logo on.
Let us know. Would you buy that?
Would you buy a Death Wish
I think I can source that.
But no, here it is. Dude, we've showed it before, but it's coming out tomorrow, free with every order, right? With every order?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Death Wish bandana. And like we keep telling you guys, when you get these, make sure to take pictures of either yourself wearing them, your kids wearing them, your dogs wearing them, your cats wearing them, your Easter bunny wearing them. I don't know, whoever's going to wear it. Take pictures of it and send it, tag Death Wish Coffee. We love to see when these products, go out into the wild and where they end up.
You know what I like about this bandana the most? And I used to be a connoisseur of bandanas.
Uh-huh. Yeah. All the time when we were in bands together, that's all he'd wear on stage.
It would be my go-to. But most of the time when you buy a bandana. It's like starched. It's like stiff as hell.
Yeah.
And I need to run it through the wash a couple times before I like it. This is almost there already, fresh and brand new. It's already nice and light and very cloth-like. But the design was really cool on this. I actually watched Thomas over a few days create this exact design. I mean, he went through and mapped out the whole thing and found a company that said, yeah, we can do that. And here it is. I mean, I'm really stoked the way this one looks. I think Thomas finds a better way to make these every time we release them.
Definitely.
These will get cooler and cooler.
And remember, guys, so starting only tomorrow, you will be able to make any purchase, and you'll be able to get that bandana. And if you're a subscriber, you're going to get this bandana in your next subscription. And so you don't have to worry. Or you can make a purchase as a subscriber, get a bandana, and then get one in your subscription and have two. But we're really excited about. We always love doing the new freebies, and we haven't done a cool freebie like this one in a while.
Yeah, this is a good one. Bandanas are always a hit, right?
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of a hit, something that we've been talking about on this show, and we're really excited to show you in person, is our next artist series of coffee. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, we did one with Jeremy Fish, and we're doing one with the incredible artist Jack Ankerson. There it is. That looks nice. And we have it right here. Here's the finished product. You've seen the print, and I'll put the picture up too so you can see it up close. But that'll be appearing on the collectible box that has a lot of information about the artist. And then you open that up, and that's a collectible tin that mirrors the box, and you can store whatever you want in that, which is a lot of fun. And then a collectible bag of Death Wish coffee with the image on it as well. Now this is only whole bean, only comes in whole bean, but it comes with the cool bag. And then you get a print. You get a numbered print of that image as well, right in that box as well. And it can't be better. And you were saying the last time we were talking about this, how cool it is what Jack actually does to make these prints.
Yeah, he kind of makes a giant stamp. So that's not that's not a drawing, and it's definitely not a computer-generated image. This guy actually carves out a negative image and turns it into a stamp, rolls ink over it, and then lays it down to come up with these images. So they're very organic, to say the least.
Yeah.
But, and it's the same way with the way we printed the prints. These are all hand-pressed prints. These aren't printed out on a printer.
Right.
This is actually a print plate that is made by this company, and they take each piece of paper, put ink over the print plate, and physically hand roll over the print, over each print, and you can see each print is numbered on the corner. That's hand numbered with a tiny little pencil. Yeah. It's pretty crazy. This is about as organic as you can get with art, and that's why we love doing these.
Yeah, so art and coffee together, you can't beat it. You not only get a nice pound of delicious Death Wish coffee, but you also get a really cool piece of art that you can hang in your house. And I love the Jeremy Fish tin. I can't wait to get this one too, because I mean, the Jeremy Fish tin has become like my kitchen catch-all, like pens and spatulas and like whatever else, like they're just kind of sitting around. It just becomes my catch-all, and I love it because it looks awesome on my counter. So, to get another one of those, that'll be great.
Yeah, man, and we got a really big announcement, and I'm sure maybe some of you have heard it in our Times Union article. But we're going to be in Walmart, man.
We're really excited.
It's a real deal.
We've been saying it on the show for a little bit now that 2018 is all about pushing us into retail. We've been an e-commerce company forever, and we're going to obviously maintain that because we love all of the stuff we get to do with e-commerce, including Amazon, deathwishcoffee.com. But we are really working hard to branch out into the retail world. And in the area that we're in a lot of the supermarkets. We're starting to get into some supermarkets down near New York City and New Jersey. We're in some supermarkets on the West Coast in California, even in Hawaii, but very, very limited. Last year, what happened is that our fearless leader, Mike Brown, went to Arkansas to meet with Walmart. Walmart does this kind of open call every year where manufacturers large and small can basically get 15 minutes to wow corporate to see if they want to take your product, which was very high stress. But he went out there and killed it, and they came away being like, we would love to stock your death cups. And so we were really excited, and we started, crunching numbers, and we were like, what is it going to entail? We want to give this a shot. We want to get our death cups into Walmarts, because to be able to reach so many more people out there in the world will be so exciting. And I remember Mike and Eric Donovan talking about, well, maybe we can do like 500 or 600 stores to start out. And Walmart was like, nah, we're going to go a little higher. And Eric being like, well, maybe like 900 stores? Nah, we're going to go a little higher. The official tally, when we roll this out this summer, is going to be over 1,600 stores.
1627 is the actual number.
It's exciting and nerve-wracking all at the same time, people. That is incredible. We have no idea. I'll tell you right now before you ask. We have no idea where all of those stores are going to be. Yes, we are going to get that information, but we just don't know right now. But hopefully, with that amount of stores, there's going to be one near where you are. Hopefully.
Yeah, I imagine. I think the idea is that it's going to be the 1,600 stores that they consider their premium stores.
Aha.
And from what I am to believe, they're starting like a strong coffee section, so to speak, and they want us to be the headline of that section. So they wanted us in all of their 1,600 premium stores. Now, to give you a little bit more insight, like Jeff said, we will be stocking them with K-Cups, but to be exact, we're stocking them with 18-count K-Cups.
Which is brand new. We've never done that product before.
Yeah, and this is specifically for Walmart. Now, I have seen some concerns that people are worried about overproduction kind of driving down the quality of the work that we produce. Let me rest assure you, we have made the correct movements to make sure that does not happen whatsoever. It's definitely on the forefront of Mike Brown's mind to keep not only our quality high, but our reputation high. And we've taken great pains to make sure everything's in place so everything will run smoothly. He's got me on the job. I'm handling it. So is Eric. We are all focused on this to make this a really smooth transition, and you're not going to see any difference in the product that you're buying. And, of course, Walmart's products are going to be high quality as well.
And the reasoning behind that is that's the way some retail works, and we're learning that. We've never really dipped our toes into retail yet, but now we're learning. For so long, as an e-commerce company, we can pretty much make our own rules. So we were like, 10's a great number, so let's do, 10 count, death cups, or you can get a 20 count, or you can get a 50 count. We'll do it in increments of 10. And when we started to talk to Walmart, they were like, no, we deal in 18.
Yeah, and the reason being is because they have kind of like an average time span of when their customers show up to buy groceries.
Right.
And in that time span, their customers go through about 18 K-Cups. So they kind of want to get a product that matches the schedule of their shoppers, hence the 18-count K-Cup. And we're like, sure, we'll make that happen, man. We'll make it happen for you.
And we are. There's going to be a brand new box designed by Mr. Dustin over here, which is very cool.
Mostly Thomas, but,
Well, Thomas does all of the heavy lifting with the art. You do all the heavy lifting with, like, the box.
Yeah.
I'm
the
together,
box
we get an incredible product.
Yeah.
And so hopefully, starting in June, you're going to start seeing death cups in 1,600 Walmarts. That's not
hopefully, that's for sure. You're going to see death cups in 1,600 Walmarts.
That's true.
I think it's June 9th or something is the start date for that. But yeah, it's going to be amazing. We're all very excited. We've all been working around the clock to make sure all the pieces are in place for this. I have been stressed out.
Yeah, I know. And like I said, it's all about caffeinating the world.
Yes.
I don't want to
This was an inevitability, and it was part of our mission to begin with, so it's what we wanted for the world.
Look, I get the argument against Walmart. Walmart's the big company pushing out the little guys. I get all that. But they're everywhere, and we want to be everywhere. So you got to play ball sometimes. So it was incredible to even be asked to go down to talk to them. And then after that, them basically calling up Mike and being like, we want you in our stores.
And a little bit more insight is that, there's a lot of stuff we didn't know as far as going into the retail game like this.
Yeah.
But rest assured that if there's anything Mike Brown is good at, it's bringing the right people in to handle a job like this. And we have since taken on a couple more professionals here to help us along our way and to give us the right advice and provide us with the experience of doing exactly this. These are people who have done this over and over again with other companies. Shout out to Warren. Shout out to Tim. Two guys who have recently joined our ranks at Death Wish and have helped us along the way with their professionalism. We may not know what we're doing, but we work hard and they know what they're doing and they are able to tell us what the fuck to do and we get it done.
Yeah, so we're really excited about that, and we'll keep you guys updated on all that as that progresses towards June, because like I said, 2018 is about getting us in as much retail as possible. And so there's even more stuff that we're trying to work out.
And it's not just Walmart. I mean, pretty much at this point, since we focused our game to retail, they have been falling down like dominoes every day. It's 100 stores here, 200 stores there, 300 stores here. We started out the year with something like 550 retail locations. We will end the year with probably somewhere around 5,000 retail locations, if I am to guess. We'll let you know when we get there. It's going to be intense, and I'm so excited to bring this to you guys. And I really truly believe with the team that we're surrounded by, we're just going to hit this out of the park. It's going to be great, and it's going to be the company we have all been like working to make.
Totally. So, you know, keep in contact. And the best way to keep in contact with us, not only watch the show that you're watching right now or listen to the show if you're listening to it, but get on our mailing list. It's that easy. Just go over to deathwishcoffee.com and subscribe to the mailing list. We put out emails multiple times a week, and we try to give you as much information in there. There's multiple ways to get all the information. Listen to the podcast, get on the email list, read our blogs, follow us on social media. If you do even one of those things, you're in the know. If you do them all, you know more than we do. Pretty much.
Actually, most of the stuff I learn about our company is from following us on social media.
Exactly. And so finally, I want to say that we have some new contests that are going to be premiering in the next couple weeks. And the best way to learn about those, subscribe to the email and follow us over on Facebook, because every Friday, our very own Sierra gets up there and she not only shouts out the winners of previous contests, but gives you insight on our brand new ones that are coming out. And another thing that we've been looking at towards 2018 is not just doing contests where we always do free coffee for a month or free coffee for a year, which we can do internally. But there's so many cool companies out there that we think are just as more awesome than us sometimes because of what they get to do. So we want to kind of partner with them and be able to do some really cool contests. And I can't even tell you about some of these yet, but if you follow us on Facebook, subscribe to that newsletter, you're going to hear about them in the next couple weeks, and there's going to be some really cool opportunities to win some amazing stuff.
Yeah, I heard something about
like trips places and like something about some products. Some punk rocking things. Oh my God. some crazy stuff. So we're really excited. We try to give you guys not only an incredible product in our coffee, but just, you know, a lot of fun. That's why we do what we do.
Jeff, we have to end this before I burst at the seam with secrets. We got so many cool things going on, and I want to tell you, but we have to release it in due time. And
so tune in next week.
Tune in next week
for more news from us about Death Wish Coffee. That's the show, guys. That's it.
That was fun, Jeff.
That was super fun. One last time, share this feed. Comment, share it in those comments. You could be the lucky one that we pick when this show is over to win this mug. We're going to sign the bottom, send it right out to you. It's our 2018 Hammer Mug.
Wait.
Oh. Whoa. That was quite the kiss for luck right there, or the kiss of death. I don't know which one it is.
Maybe a little bit of both.
But thanks so much for watching, guys. Thanks so much for sharing. Thanks so much for telling your friends and family about this show. We love doing this show. And make sure you tune in tomorrow for the podcast. You can find it on any podcast platform, including iTunes, Stitcher, Google Music, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and more. And you can also watch it on Facebook and also on YouTube. And we get to sit down and talk with the incredible Stoya about her career, about everything in between. You don't want to miss this episode.
And, of course, if you want a little bit more insight on the company, you can follow us over on our personal social medias at Jeff Wish Coffee.
That's me. At Death Wish Dustin.
That's me.
That's right.
And that's the show, guys.
Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you guys next week.
Cheers.
This has been Fueled by Deathcast, a Death Wish Coffee Company podcast production. Thanks for listening.